What's up everybody, welcome to the Phase Reviews YouTube channel. If you're new here, thank you for joining me, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back once again. I have reviewed a lot of home projectors in the past, and they've all been decent, but I don't know if any of them have ever actually lived up to their true specs. And the one that I have on the table today, the BladeCine Cube 600, I think is the first projector that really performs exactly how it says on the box. I'm talking 1080p, full HD with 4K support, 600 true ISO lumens, built-in smart apps, and a whole lot more. In this video, I'm gonna unbox this, show you everything that comes in the packaging, walk you through all the ins and outs, the buttons, the menus, give you a demo of it in action, and then of course let you know whether or not I think it's worth picking up for yourself. Before we dive into that though, if you're not already, consider subscribing. Hopefully I earn it by the end of this video, and if I do, make sure you ring the notification bell as well so that you don't miss any reviews coming in the future. Also, as the video goes along, if you have thoughts on this projector or other ones that I should review on this channel, make sure that you leave a comment down below as well, and like the video for good measure. Enough about that though, let's take a look at this BladeCine Cube 600. I'm gonna jump into the unboxing of this video in just a second, but before I did that, I did wanna mention a few really important specs for this projector. When you're shopping different projectors, there's a ton of different ones under $500, so the specifications can be really important in determining which one to choose. So like I mentioned out the gate, this is a 1080p full HD projector with built-in HDR10 color rendering, which is great. It also supports 4K if you send it that signal, and it also has 600 ISO lumens. Now, different manufacturers will claim all sorts of thousands of lumen values, but this one is a true 600 ISO. And as I compare it to other projectors I've used with much higher rated brightnesses, this one outperforms them, which is pretty incredible. Other important specs to review, I've written a few down here that I thought were important. 50-inch to 200-inch image size compatibility. So pretty much most home uses, this is gonna be more than enough to do that. It has a 2000:1 contrast ratio. It has built-in popular streaming apps. So I already mentioned Netflix, Prime Video, YouTube. Those are all out of the gate right inside the operating system. It also supports iOS casting, so you can screen mirror from your phone, and Chromecast if you've got the Google version. It has built-in autofocus, auto keystone. It has digital zoom, so if you wanna permanently install this, you can dial it in and keep the zoom right where you want it. And then it has built-in sound, of course, 2 10-watt speakers with added bass, they say. We're gonna find out what that means. And then Dolby audio support, which is really great. So enough about the specs, let's dive into the unboxing. So if we pull off this outer sleeve right here, you're gonna see the first feature of this projector, which is a really awesome feature, which is a built-in, or an included, I should say, case. Really nice, like durable foam, has the BladeCine logo right here on the front. Rubberized carry handle on the top, and then 2 little latches. And this thing is heavy duty. You could definitely take this around, and this foam is gonna protect it from any hard knocks. Now, in a perfect world, I think maybe we could put this inside of a canvas case, or maybe cover the outside with plastic, but I'm kind of nitpicking. Anytime they include a case is a big win for me. Now, I'm gonna crack open these and open the top up. It's hinged. And before we get to the projector, let's talk about what's included. So we've got a little accessory box right here. Inside of the accessory box, you're going to get a full-size remote, not a little puny like Fire Stick remote, but a nice full-size remote. You're also gonna get your standardized power cable here, right angle so it doesn't take up too much space, and it's a pretty, I can't remember the name of this connector, but very standard cable. In the back here, pull this up, we've got our manual, a very thick, well-designed, well-written manual, which is always great to see. And then of course, we have the projector itself. Now let me put this off to the side along with our accessories. We can kind of talk about the external of this. Now, it's got a boxy design here with completely sealed optics, so dust, dirt, anything like that. If you do use this outside, you can be less concerned, I should say, about anything getting in there and muddying up your image. BladeCine logo right here. We've got the little sensor to do your autofocus and auto keystone, which I really like. Some grills on the front and back for ventilation, I'm sure, as well as sound coming out of the speakers. This is a plastic design, maybe with some metal down here on the bottom, but overall, pretty hefty despite being plastic. There is a small little lens cap here. This is maybe something they could improve in the future, get like a nice rubber one instead of this cheap plastic one, but it'll do for now. a single big power button on the top, which is how you're going to power on the unit and turn it, make slight adjustments. And then in the back, I'll zoom in and show you the ins and the out. Here we've got our power, and then this pretty solid base right here that keeps it pretty firmly on the ground. Now, one of the things that's important to know is this gimbal stand. This is something that they really highlight on their website, and this allows you to turn the projector 360 degrees around. So why would you want this? Well, if you want to do it on a screen, standard, whatever, you can do that. If you want to flip it up on the ceiling and project it that way, you totally could. You could theoretically mount this on the ceiling and project down onto the floor. So you get a lot of maneuverability with this stand. And actually, let me check here. I haven't looked at this yet since I've been doing my testing. Let's see. Yeah, we do have your standard kind of tripod mount at the bottom, so you could mount this from the ceiling or to, you know, any sort of tripod stand, and it would work that way. Rubberized feet on the bottom keeps it from sliding around if you've got it on a surface, and overall it just feels really hefty, very sturdy. Let's zoom the camera in, take a look at the back panel, and then we'll talk about the menus, the options, the settings, all that stuff. All right, so I brought the camera in so you can kind of see our ins and our outs right here. We've got an RJ45 connector for a wired internet connection, 2 USB ports right here, 2 HDMIs. One of them does have ARC or audio return channel, so you can use this to send audio out to a soundbar. Really, really great. A lot of the times with projectors, I want to use my 5.1 in my living room, and this will allow me to do it. Really, really great feature. Headphone output if you want to do that, and then an IR sensor so that you can control this projector with the remote from behind it as well as in front of it, which is really great. The power is down here at the bottom. Again, pretty standard connection. And then I did just want to highlight the remote. Now that we've zoomed in close right here, you can see power, input settings, focus adjustment right here. You don't have to use the manual focus, or the autofocus, which is really nice. D-pad, home setting. You've got shortcuts for all of your smart apps right there. And overall, again, a good size in the hand. I've got a pretty standard adult hand, and that feels really great. All right, so now I'm down here in the basement. I've got the projector set up. We're in a completely dark room, and right out of the gate, when you look at the home screen, the colors, the clarity, the sharpness is just exceptional in a projector of this price point. Now let's do a quick walkthrough of what we're seeing here. So we've got all of our smart apps right here, and the UI, the interface is just so quick and responsive. Like you can see, I'm clicking the remote and it's just instantaneous. Now up across the top, we've got a little search bar if you want to do any sort of internet search or search for apps or anything like that. We have our input change over here on the right, and then our settings. Now there is a home button on the remote that takes you back, and there is also a button to take you straight to the settings right on the remote, which is really nice. Now in the main setup page here, we've got our language, screensaver, sleep timers, kind of your basic TV settings. In picture mode, you can dial in the brightness, contrast, a lot of the picture settings manually, or you can choose to use some of the built-in presets like cinema, sport, vivid, high bright, or standard. So I'm just gonna keep it on the basic mode right here. Audio, you've got some bass and treble adjustments for the built-in speaker. You also have different digital output modes depending on what speaker system you're using, which is great. And you can enhance the dialogue for watching TV or movies. We have Bluetooth functionality right here. Bluetooth is if you want to use this as just a Bluetooth speaker instead of a projector, which is really nice. You can connect to it and play music. Next to Bluetooth, we have our network settings, which is where you can connect to your internet for your smart connectivity. Down here on projection, you can choose which projection mode you're doing. So you've got your standard, your rear projection from the ceiling, front projection from the ceiling, rear projection from the ceiling, and then rear projection on a table. So you can change the orientation right in there. Keystone, there's auto keystone adjustment, but you can also do some 4 points correction. So if you need to shape this to a certain surface or anything like that, you totally can dial it in however you need, which is my preferred way to do keystone. And then over here on zoom, we do have a digital zoom. You can go from 100 to 50%. I've got it at 100 right now so we can get that max brightness. You can see this is a 100-inch screen, and I can kind of take it all the way down to 50%. So you do lose a lot of that brightness, so I'm gonna keep this right up at 100. We're gonna get the nice full picture and full brightness right there, okay? Focus, you can manually focus the projector. You can also use it, turn on a setting to make this focus every time you boot it up, which is what I have. And you can also have it focus after displacement. So if you ever move the projector, change the orientation, it will automatically focus again. And then the last setting is the about. This just tells you your projector settings, what version you've got, the device name, and what temperature it's running. So that's all of your settings. Let's open up some YouTube and play some 4K clips. All right, so I'm gonna start with one of these 4K nature films. We're gonna have to get past the commercial, but the audio, maybe you can hear. I'll hold my microphone close. So audio's pretty good, good volume output, good well-rounded sound. It's never going to replace a dedicated set of speakers, but you know, it'll do in a pinch if you're kind of out and about in a portable setting. You don't have a home sound system to go off of. Let's get to some video demos though. I mean, just look at that picture right out the gate. That is incredible. So crisp, so clear. And this is not like a real special screen or anything like that. This is just a very basic portable mesh screen. If we had a nice light reflective, light rejecting screen, I think this picture would look even better. The darks are a big area of benefit here. A lot of contrast between the lights and the darks, and then even without that, they're not crushed. You get some detail in the darks. Now, this is a 4K clip, but obviously we're playing at 1080. This supports 4K footage, but then it'll just go down to its native resolution of 1080. We'll switch over from this nature footage to a movie trailer real quick. Okay, so now we're looking at a clip from Avatar 2. This is obviously a really well done movie as far as the graphics, the digital effects and all that. And I mean, look at the water, look at the clarity of the water, look at the detail in the skin. Overall, it's just a really, really impressive image. Very, very smooth. Refresh rate is great. We're getting a lot of blue hues here underneath the water. We kind of will open up here's like a more human-oriented setting right here. Looks absolutely fantastic. We'll close this demo out with a few shots of some sports. All right, so now we're playing some really high def clips of some sports action. We got a football game or soccer game going on here. For all my Americans. The crowd, I mean, look at that detail. Look at the crispness of the image as the players come out. You know, this is a lot of 60 FPS, high frame rate video, and it absolutely looks stunning. The greens and the grass, really pronounced, but you don't have an overall green tint to the image, which is great. Again, let me give you a demo of that audio, which sounds really, really good. Overall, this is just a very impressive projector for the price point. So there you have it. That is the BladeCine Cube 600, a really, really nice budget to mid-range projector with a ton of brightness, great built-in apps, HDMI ARC, and pretty much everything I would want to see in any projector that I would put in my home. The gimbal stand is awesome and allows you to do a lot of different orientations. The build quality is great. The included case is a super nice touch, and the remote, I keep harping on this, feels great in the hand. So if you want to read more about this, I will include a link down in the description. You can go check it out and buy through there. I would appreciate you. If you do not want to pick this up today or you have thoughts on it, make sure you let me know down in the comments. Make sure that you subscribe and ring the notification bell, and of course, like the video as always. That's going to be it for today though. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.